Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is Hardhick.M.Gowda with you today, guys. Today I'm back with another video. So in this video, we'll be doing our one-shot video on manufacturing industries. So this is our geography part. So this is our geography part, and so today's topic that we are going to cover are the introduction, importance of manufacturing, contribution of manufacturing to national economy, industrial location, classification of industries, industrial pollution and environmental degradation, and control measures. So let us start. So what is manufacturing? So this question itself, in this word itself, we can understand manufacturing means to produce. So the production of goods production of goods is called as manufacturing. So the we can say the correct definition is, so when you produce a good in large quantity from raw materials into valuable products. So from raw material into a product valuable product. So this process is called as manufacturing. Hope you have understood. So example, turning sugarcane into sugar. This conversion, the process is called as manufacturing. So this, where does it take place? In industries. So these, what are manufacturing industries? Those industries which make products from raw materials to valuable products with the use of manual labor or machinery. This is a very important word, manual labor or machinery. So the production is called as manufacturing, but the place where the production or the manufacturing takes place is called as industries. Where raw material is converted into valuable products with the use of what? So it's converted into valuable products with the use of manual labor. Manual labor means the person who are working or the machineries. Manual labor or machinery. Hello, hi, who is this Yug? So next, importance of manufacturing. So not only so we are talking about the importance of manufacturing. So obviously when we convert a raw material into a valuable products, this is given to consumer. So consumer is benefited is benefited. So hi Yug. So this is one of the importance. Next, it depends on the agricultural product. So it reduces the dependence of people on agricultural income. See, we know that when we, in the second chapter of economy, we saw that most of the people were engaged in culture, and we could saw many disguised employment. It's okay, you still have time, you can read, okay, don't be scared. So as industries get set up, this is secondary activity. So these extra people who are working in agricultural field now can go and work as labor in industries. So the first importance is that one. Second, industrial development is precondition for eradication of unemployment and poverty. So the same point. So here disguised employment, what it created poverty in the family. Why? Because people who could work and work hard to extra more were working in the same agricultural land that neither increased or decreased their value. So now as they were working in industry, we have 1 plus 1. One person is working in agriculture, so he has one income, and the person who is working in industry has another income. So there's two incomes total, which can reduce the eradication, means reduction of unemployment and the poverty. Second important. Next, export of manufactured goods expands trade and commerce and brings in much needed foreign exchange. So what does this mean? So we do production. Obviously we can't give two t-shirts to a man of same kind. No, we can't give. Okay, I'll give you the notes. So production is done, so we can't give the same type of t-shirts twice to a person. No, right? So we can export it. We can what? Export means trade it. What does this do? Trade and commerce happens. So this brings in much needed foreign exchange. Foreign exchange means in the rupees and dollars, which increases the value of rupees particularly. Next, countries that transform their raw materials into wide variety of finished goods of higher value are prosperous. So what does this mean? So in simple words, so we have yarn. Yarn is made into fabric, fabric into shirt. Now yarn could be sold for rupees 5, fabric for rupees 100, but shirt can be sold under costly companies for rupees 500. Now so as we convert or transform a thing into more uh, prosperous goods, so this makes the economic condition of a country improve. So this were the four importance. Next we'll see the connection between agriculture and industries. Shubham, hi bro, good vibes, thank you. So agriculture and industries are like are interconnected, are inverse, sorry, directly proportional. Why? Because if industries improve their quality, the raw materials that are supplying to the industries will also increase. So good quality of raw materials will make the finished goods also increase its quality, right? Yes. So now industries is not only the you can say agriculture based, there are mineral based. So those mineral based will provide them with what? Fertilizers and much more things, machinery things also they'll provide. So these are interconnected. So we can say they move hand in hand. Industries depend on agriculture for raw materials, agriculture depend upon industries for products like pumps, insecticide, PVC pipes, etc. So next topic is the contribution of industries to national economy. So national economy means towards the GDP. So when we see the share of it, we can see industries are giving out 27%, in which 10% and 17% gets this separated. So the manufacturing sector is giving 17%. Manufacturing sector, but This 10% is in the form of like mining, quarrying, and electricity and gas, etc. So this is much lower. This is lower than we want, because when we compare the other Asian countries, which theirs is between 35% to 25%, this is not up to our level. So that is why the desired growth rate is 12%. Extra 12% it should grow, growth should be seen. But if we see the rate, okay, on an average from past few decades, or past decade, we saw that it was only growing up 7% each year. So a committee or a council was set up. So this council was named as NMCC, that is National Manufacturing Competitive Council. So this was set up to take appropriate policy measures to improve the productivity of manufacturing sector. So they were set up so that they can make some policies you know that were that was useful for the industries. Next, industrial location, so which this plays a major role. Why? Because wherever you find a land, you can't put up industry, right? Can you just industries can be like manufacturing or mining, quarrying also is an industry. So you can't just quarry in a city, right? Simply, it is Mumbai. It's a big city, right? There's a lot of buildings. Now you want some metal that is found in middle, so you can't just destroy every building surrounding it to just do mining. No. And second of all, it's not good, right? So we want certain factors so that the industry can be placed there. So what are those? So those are labor. Labor means the workers, capital, the money, power means electricity supply and all, market, main one, and raw material, the very most important. And also transport also plays, transportation. So labor, capital, power, market, raw material, and transportation. But it's very difficult, or rarely you can find this all the factors in one. But even though if you find, if these two are cheap, the others will be costly. So the one more key decision for the factory location is the least cost. And they are also looking for a government policies that also influence industry location, because they look into policies that favor them. Not, see, for example, they industry is set up and they want to export their goods, but in that's the place government has imposed, you can say, tax barrier. Now can they export, sorry, no, right? That is why they look into favoring policies. Next, so ideal location for an industry, if they ask, you have to write just these 4 points: cost of obtaining raw materials, distribution of production, decision to locate factory at site, cost of production at site. Next, industrialization and urbanization. So as I showed a relationship between industrialization and agriculture, industries and agriculture, there's a relationship between industrialization and urbanization. So urbanization is what? So urbanization is a process where a city which was alone, no people was staying, suddenly becomes a big city. Why? Because of industrialization. See, when an industry is set up, Okay, workers are given homes there. Now, workers can't just live without food, so obviously there should be a grocery shop. Now, maybe some will be having children. Children have to go to school. School should be there. Obviously, they'll get salary, bank. So like this, the places get filled up with many other activities. Okay, supermarket, trains, roads, everything gets come. So as cities provide markets, such services such as banks, insurance, transport, labor, consult, financial advice, etc. to the industries, and many industries tend to come together to make the use of the advantages offered by the urban centers are known as agglomeration economies. I have told you, see, because of one industries, many places got started to come. So these places that come because they want to take the advantage, because there's no, for example, if a new school wants to come up, a person will build it, because there's no school, there's no competition, means all the children will have to come to his school, right? So those is called as agglomeration economics. Hope you are understood. Next, gradually a large industrial agglomeration take place. So for example, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai emerged as urban centers through this agglomeration economic process itself. Next, classification of industries. So industries is classified majorly on uh, 5 categories. Raw material means agro-based and mineral based. Obviously agro-based means agriculture related products as is the raw material. Mineral based means like the steel, cement, those are the raw materials. Next, main role, their role. So the first one is the basic or the key role. That means industry is supplying their raw materials to manufacture other goods. Okay, they convert raw material into usable form to consumer industries. So what are consumer industries? Those that convert raw materials or the goods into direct use in the usable form. They convert directly into usable form. Next, on the basis of capital investment, how many money that they are putting into their production. So small scale, they maximum use is below, that is less than 1 crore. Large scale is more than 1 crore. Okay, there's cottage industries also, that, but it doesn't come under this. So on the basis of ownership, who is owning the industries? First is public sector by the government, private by the individuals or the group of individuals, joint sector by both individuals as well as government, cooperative means the producers. We can say the producers, the workers itself run the manufacturing or industries. For example, sugar oil Indian limited, private is there's so many Infosys, Google, etc. Public BHEL, SAL. Yes. Next, on the basis of bulk and weight of raw materials and finished goods, if the raw material that is being used is heavy, means used in large bulk, that is heavy weight. Second one is the light weight bulk is used for light industries. Example, electrical industries, iron and steel industry. Next, so what is agro-based industries? Industries that are using the raw materials, agricultural raw materials. Simple words, if you have this, you'll get your 1 mark if they ask this question. So textile industries. So textile means to make clothes related. So this occupies a unique position. Why? Because they provide majorly, they contribute significantly for the production, employment and foreign exchange generation. Employment generation and foreign exchange. So what and all they significant contributes? So production, employment generation and foreign exchange. So they are also self-reliant and compete complete the value chain from raw material to highest value added products. So it contributes 4% of the GDP. So 27 by the manufacturing sector, sorry, by the industries. This is 4% in the GDP. Value addition in textile industry. See, from fiber production we go to spinning. In spinning we do yarn. So next process is weaving. There we do what? Fabric. So fabric is next dyed and finished. What is this produced? Garments. So garments is manufactured. See, like this. Hi, Shivdhait. If I pronounced, sorry. Okay, cotton textile. So very important, guys. Very, very important. You can expect 3 marks question from here, or 2 mark questions. Which marks come? So basically from sample paper it was only 3 marks. So 1 mark for the map and 2 mark a question will be coming according to sample paper. But you can't always depend on it, right? So we'll just do our complete reading on this lesson. So cotton textiles. So basically before Britishers came, we were doing handlooms and hand spinning. But after World War, after Britishers came, so everything was modernized. So modernized means, so these were replaced by the electricity run power looms. Okay, so these traditional practices or the traditional industries got a setback. Yes, and they could not compete with the mill-made clothes from England as they were what? Cheap. So first textile was kept established in Mumbai. Hello, Yashwat Prabhu. So where it is concentrated, the presence. So presence is in the cotton growing belt of Maharashtra and Gujarat, because there are some factors. Why? Because availability of raw cotton, market, transport, accessibility for port facilities, labor, moist climate, etc. This was because these contributed to the position in Maharashtra and Gujarat mainly. Also availability of black soil. So generate employment. These also indirectly made up a lot of employment in the different fields, like cotton ball pickers, the ginners, spinners, the weavers, dyers, the designers, the package who does the packaging work, tailoring, everything. It also support other industries by creating demand. Next, when we talk about the 2 main things, that is, first one is our weaving, and second thing is about a spinning. Spinning is also centralized in Maharashtra and Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, but weaving is highly decentralized to provide scope for incorporating traditional skills and designs of weaving in cotton, silk, zari, embroidery, etc. India has world-class production in spinning, but weaving supplies low quality fabric. So we have world-class spinning class, but the weaving is poor because of not modern machines that we are using. So
even though our spinning is world class, can compete with the other countries, but the weaving, the next step of spinning is weaving itself. So weaving that is done is not good. So that is why the spinners have to export the clothes and import the weaved fabric. So this is the condition in India. Even though we have improved our quality of cotton that we are growing, this there's a still need of importing the fabrics because of the poor weaving sector. Hope you understood. But I'm not saying that the weaving is not completely done in India. Some people do. Okay, some people do, but they are supplied to the local markets and not exported like spinners. Hope you understood. So we have finished this cotton topic, and okay, and it's exported to Japan, and other importers of cotton goods from India are USA, UK, Russia, France, East of European countries, Nepal, Singapore, Sri Lanka, African countries. If you remember just four of them, it's fine. Japan, USA, UK, Russia, major countries. So cotton textile is present in majorly here. This part you can see here and in Tamil Nadu, three places. Okay, yes. Next, problems. The problems that are faced by cotton. First of all, spinning wheels are competitive and global, but they level and capable of using all fibers we produce. Power erratic, power supply is erratic means not continuous. Machinery needs to be upgraded means it is old, poorly infrastructured, and in which sector, weaving and processing sector. And other problems are the low output of labor, stiff competition from the synthetic fiber. This is the common. Okay, the common fragmentation is a major drawback for declining share, requirement of improvement in weaving sector instead of exporting yarn. So next is a jute topic. So jute, when we talk about the jute production, India is the largest production, second exporter after Bangladesh, and there are about 80 to 80 jute mills in 2010 to 2011. When they checked location of mills in the West Bengal, mainly the banks of Hooghly River. This is called the banks of this is river. This is the banks of Hooghly River because it needs more supply of jute. This we had learned in agriculture chapter. Why Hooghly is ideal location? Because proximity of jute producing area means more jute can be produced there. Inexpensive water transport means port facilities cheap there. More water is found because they can use more water also there. Why? Because jute is taken out with the help of water itself. Cheap labor from other states, neighboring states. Kolkata is a large urban center, so which provides various activities like banking, insurance, port facilities, and other things. Challenges. So the challenges that are faced here is stiff competition from international markets, synthetic substitute. This is different. This is different. International markets, they are facing in this competition. Next competition is from synthetic substitutes and from competitors from other countries. Three main things. So like Bangladesh, Brazil, Philippines, Egypt, Thailand. And how the government increase the demand of jute with the help of with the help of jute policy. With the help of jute policy that said that the packaging work should be done with the help of jute itself. So due to government policy of mandatory use of jute packaging. So main markets are USA, Canada, Ghana, UK, Australia, and the growing global concern for environment friendly biodegradable materials has once again opened the opportunity for jute products. Next is the sugar industry, the last topic. So once again talking about the sugar production in India, second largest producer of sugar, while the first producer of gur and kansari. Gur is your jaggery and kansari is a form of jaggery, but something there is a slight difference. So raw materials is used here is bulky. Its haulage in sucrose content reduces, and in haulage means when it takes a lot of time, when it's stored for a lot of time, it's sucrose means the sugar content. Sucrose means the sugar content reduces. So the main mills are located in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, these states, and 60% are in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh in the northern India. But now we can see there is a slight shift of this industries from north to south in Maharashtra region, because cooperative sector in southern is more, you can say, more improvised, more successful in here. And second reason is because of the cooler climate, which ensures longer sucrose content. Next, challenges that are faced. So seasonal nature of industries means yearly once we can it takes around a year to grow, right? So it only once or twice we can do this. So seasonal nature, cooperative sector, so only belongs, right? This industry is seasonal, so it belongs to or suited to cooperative sector. Old and inefficient methods of production. Still this industry is not modernized properly. So need to use maximum use of baggage. Baggage means the leftover of sugarcane. Transport delay transport means the sugar content in them reduces, as I've told. Next we'll jump into the mineral industries. Okay, industries that use minerals and metals as raw materials are called as mineral based industries. First one, very important, iron and steel. And sugar industries, okay, important, but I'll just rate it as 2-star, this as 3-star, and this is 5-star. Chocolate. This is also 5-star important. Next, so this industry is a basic industries because this forms a, you can say, the base for all industries, because the machinery that is used in all industries is made up of iron and steel, right? Yes. So this is used for manufacturing many things, not only machineries. For example, medical instruments, telephone, scientific equipment, and variety of consumer goods. So production and consumption of steel is often regarded as in this index of countries' development. See why this sentence is that they can give the sentence and right explain. So because first of all, production and consumption of steel, production is producing a lot of goods in the form of machineries. So consumption means taking that machineries, using them, producing more and more goods, good quality of goods. This economy, GDP increases means economy also increases. So this is why economy with economy, development is also increasing. So its development's rate will increase. So countries, the production and consumption of steel is often regarded as index of countries' development. Next, the raw materials are used are iron ore, coking coal, and limestone, which in the ratio of 4:2:1. Remember this: coking coal, limestone, and iron ore in the ratio 2:1:4. Okay. See, if you use 200 grams of iron ore, you have to use 80 grams of 100 grams of coking coal and 50 grams of limestone. Like this, the ratio should be exact to produce a good quality of iron and steel. So this is the process of manufacturing this steel. This will not be in hours, but just for your information. Just if you want, you can go through this. Next, Indian position. So like where we are standing with the production. So as of 2019, 111 million tons of crude oil is produced. India is ranked second among the world for crude steel production. But even though we are producing that much, but we are not using, or up to the level is not there. Why? That we'll be learning. But see here, largest producer of sponge iron in 2019, per capita consumption of finished steel crude in the country was only around 74.3 kgs. 74.3 kgs annual against the world average of 229.3 kg. So now before if we compare, in 1950s, if we say, China and India almost produce the same amount of iron and steel. So but now China is the largest producer and consumer of the steel. So in India, maximum concentration of iron ore is in iron and steel industries in Chotanagpur plateau. Why? Because of the good quality of iron that is found there, maximum and low cost of iron ore. We can find high grade raw materials, cheap labor. We can see cheap labor, high quality iron and other. Even though India is an important and iron and steel producing country, we are not able to perform up to our level, as I've told. Why is that? Why is that? Because of high cost and limited availability of coking coal in our country, lower production of labor are not producing, or are working up to their level. No, irregular supply, erratic supply of energy, and poor infrastructure. Means no planning is there. Next, aluminium smelting. This is also 3-star important. So this is the second most important metallurgical industry. Yes, and it has its own benefits because it's light, lightweighted, resistant. The rusting does not happen. Good conductor of heat and electricity. Then malleable, and it becomes hard or strong when mixed with other metals. So it can replaces a substitute of steel, copper, zinc, lead, and number of industries, and it is used for manufacturing. You can say aircraft, utensils, and wire. Utensils, aircraft. Next, raw material bauxite. From bauxite is taken out from earth. From bauxite we'll get alumina. From alumina we'll get aluminium. After smelting and all, we'll get aluminium. See, from bauxite we'll get alumina. From alumina we are getting aluminium. Regular supply of electricity and assured source of raw material at minimum cost are the two prime factors of the location of industries. Very important point. So where are these present? West Bengal, Kerala, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. So next is the chemical industries. Very easy topic, not that important, but it's necessary to keep it in mind. So these are divided into two basically. Inorganic and organic contributes 3% in GDP. It has both small scale and large scale industries. So in organic chemical we have sulfuric acid, nitric acid, soda ash, alkalis, and last one uh, caustic soda. So these are different organic, sorry, so these are inorganic, these are organic, so these are different forms of inorganic chemicals. What is sulfuric acid used for? Sulfuric acid is used for certain things. So let's take a small break and I'll be back with you in 2 minutes. So hope everybody have taken a very quick short break. So I'm back. So in this, these are the substitutes of, or you can say compromises. These and all together makes inorganic chemicals. So sulfuric acid is used to manufacturing fertilizers, synthetic fibers, plastics, adhesive paints, dyes, and etc. And soda ash is used for making glass, detergents, soaps, and all. So when it comes to the organic chemicals, it's made up of petrochemicals, which is used for making synthetic fibers, plastics, and other stuffs. And also organic chemicals means like you can say oil refineries, petrochemical plants, or and dye stuff, drugs, and all. Next, these industries are its own consumers. So sorry for disturbance. So as I told, petrochemicals was used for manufacturing synthetic fibers, plastics, and other stuff. So there was a lot of new people. Okay, chemical industry is its own largest consumer because chemical industry uses chemicals as its raw material. Chemicals as its raw materials, right? It will not use like fibers for its raw materials. Who will use? So it's its own consumer. For example, a X product is done from X, one more product is done by different industries. Okay, so this is what chemical itself, right? Chemical is being used to make other chemicals, so it's largest own consumer, right? Next, basic chemicals, as I told, undergo processing for further product other chemicals that are used for industrial application in this agriculture and directly used for consumer markets. Next, fertilizers industries. Okay, 43 minutes we have taken. Okay, for fertilizers industries. So these industries, you know what is fertilizers, that used in the agriculture or used by the farmers in what agriculture. So this complex fertilizers are made up of basically three things: nitrogen, phosphate, and potash. So and in India, fertilizers are fertilizer industry is mainly centered around nitrogenous fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers, and ammonium phosphate. So the third element of complex fertilizers, that is potash, is not entirely found in India. So we have to import them, and it is also not available in the usable form in our country. We don't have any reserves of them. So after the Green Revolution, this industry got boomed and is found in various states like Punjab, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and other states, Karnataka, West Bengal, Goa, and Madhya Pradesh. Next is the cement industries. Okay, what is cement? Cement is used for construction workers. Construction workers means like to build roads, airport, dams, and other commercial establishment. So this industry uses bulky. This industry uses bulky things. So for example, limestone, silica and coal. Limestone, gypsum, silica. Coal and electric power are needed apart from the rail transportation. So this industry is mainly concentrated in Gujarat in the Gulf region. See, this is Gujarat, right? So it is there here. Why? Because there is a connection to the Gulf countries, right? So countries like in the African, Arab countries, so they can supply the required things like limestone, silica and gypsum to here through the water transport. First cement plant was set up in Chennai in 1904. So as this cement's quality has been improving, a lot of, you can say, industries are available. A lot of industries are available, or you can say a lot of industries is available for taking the, you can say, what is for purchasing the cement, for purchasing the cement. Next, so we finished this automobile industries, that is used for making that is cars, cycles, etc. So this industries, what is automobiles, that will first say. So these are, automobiles provide vehicles for quick transport of goods and services. Next, after liberalization, what is liberalization? We have learned in globalization lesson. The taking of, or removing the tax barriers that was imposed by the government. So after taking off this tax barriers, a lot of new models came into action. So the rich people who were buying the Fiat or Ambassador cars now started buying the cars that came from other countries, new and expensive models. So this, the, you can say, this contributed towards the healthy growth of the automobiles industries. So the industry is located mainly in Delhi, Gurgaon, Bengaluru, Jamshedpur, Hyderabad, Pune and Chennai, a lot of places. Next, information and electronic industries. So this is completely related to your software stuffs. So electronic industries covers a wide range of products like television, washing machine, fridge, etc. and many other equipment that are required by telecommunication industries, like mobiles. So Bengaluru is the capital of electronic capital of India, and other places like Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai, Kolkata, Lucknow and Coimbatore. So a major impact of this industry has been on employment generation. The continuing growth in the hardware and software is the key to the success of IT industry in India. Success of IT industry in India. Next, so pollution. So obviously the industry where it has been set up always does pollution. So there is 4 types of pollution that we are going to discuss: air, water, land and noise, and one more, thermal. So air pollution. Obviously air pollution is the pollution that has taken place in the presence of highly proportion of undesirable or unwanted gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide, sulfur monoxide and all. So these are the stuff that are present in air that are making it impure. Basically it's making it impure. So, and even dust like sprays, mist, smokes, these are mainly emitted by the paper factories, brick factories and refineries, smelting and others. So toxic gas release, this is also very harmful to our health, and we know an example, really toxic gas release in where? Bhopal tragedy. Next, water pollution. the pollution that takes place in water when harmful substances or chemicals when left into water untreated. So these are making it polluted. Next, water pollution. Sorry, thermal pollution. Thermal pollution of water occurs when hot water from factories and thermal plants is drained into rivers and ponds before cooling. Wastes from nuclear power plants, nuclear and weapon production facilities cause cancers, miscarriages, etc. Next, noise pollution, which creates irritable, or when we are irritated with high noise, high volumes, this is called as noise pollutions. Okay. How to reduce it? Control. So minimize the use of water for processing by reusing, recycling in 2 or more successive stages. Next, harvesting of rainwater. So we have to reduce the use of water. Means like, take a 1 bucket of water, wash the vessels with it. Same water you just water it to the plants instead of taking a new water. Okay. Harvesting of rainwater, obviously it helps a lot. Treating hot waters and effluents before releasing them into the rivers. So chemicals should be brought to a inactive form, okay, before leaving it into the water, because the marine life is affected adversely. Okay. Next is the primary treatment by mechanical means. This involves screening, grinding, flocculation, sedimentation. Next is the secondary treatment by biological processes. Third is the involvement of biological, chemical and physical processes. This involves recycling of waste water. This involves involving of waste water. So these are general ones. So I hope you have all read this. And that's it for today's video. Hope you like my video. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon.